So good morning students, welcome back. Today we will discuss one of the most important topic, AC generator, alternating generator. Okay, look students, first we will discuss the definition. The device which produce alternating current. Actually it convert the mechanical energy into electric energy. Okay, that's why it is said to be AC generator. It produces alternating current and basically it only convert one form of energy into another. It convert mechanical energy into electrical energy and it produce AC current. So now students, first of all discuss its construction, then principle and at last working. Look students, you can see basically it consists of four parts. First of all, A, B, C, D, that is called armature or coil. This armature coil. It consists of a rectangular coil A, B, C, D on which having large number of copper turns, okay, that is well insulated from each other, okay, and the coil is insulated, the coil is laminated, okay, in order to avoid the energy loss due to eddy current. So our first portion is armature coil A, B, C, D. It is made by a soft iron core on which copper wire bound, okay. Now students, the second is permanent magnet, north and south pole. Okay, the coil is placed between two strong magnetic poles that produce strong magnetic field. Okay, that produce strong magnetic field around the armature coil. That generate magnetic field around the coil. Okay, the first portion was armature coil, the second portion was magnet, permanent magnet, and third is the most important. We are having two brass slip rings. Okay, it is made by a brass. S1 and S2 are connected with same axis. When armature coil A, B, C, D rotate about its own axis, in that condition S1 S2 also rotate with the rotation of armature coil. S1 S2 made by brass. Okay, it is S1 S2 are well insulated from each other. And then the fourth part is B1 and B2, that is a flexible metallic rod, either it is made by graphite, okay, which provide the internal connection with external load resistance RL. Okay, so that is a basic conception of a AC generator. Armature coil, magnetic poles, slip ring S1 S2 made by brass, and this graphite brush, okay, B1 and B2, and external load resistance. Now students, its principle, it is based on an important principle, electromagnetic induction. Okay, we did before. What is the meaning of? Shortly we will revise what is electromagnetic induction. That is said to be EMI. EMI. Whenever the magnetic flux linked with the coil passing through the coil changes, then it produces current and EMF. That phenomenon is said to be electromagnetic induction. When this coil rotated, okay, when this coil rotate between strong magnetic poles, sometimes passing flux will be more. When this portion of coil is in front of magnet, passing flux will be more, and when this portion comes in front of magnet, passing flux will be less. Whenever the magnetic flux of link with the coil changes, it produces current and EMF. Such phenomenon is said to be electromagnetic induction, EMI. On that principle it based. Okay. Now students, we will discuss the working part. Look students, when we rotate the armature coil with the help of stand or with some external source, then what happens? Suppose in the beginning, see, this is the direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of magnetic field B. Okay, so look students, and when we rotate the armature coil with the help of stand, this coil AB portion suppose move in upward direction. See, I am applying Fleming right hand rule because here the current will induce. For induced current, we'll always apply Fleming right hand rule. Okay, so look at this in FBI. See, this is the direction of magnetic field. So FB, B is forefinger represent direction of magnetic field. Okay, and F thumb represent direction of force. Okay, because coil is moving, this coil will move in upward direction. This AB portion move like this in upward direction. Look students, this AB this AB side will move in upward direction like this. It means magnetic force in upward direction. So this is direction of force and this is direction of magnetic field. So look at students, this is direction of current. It means in first half cycle the direction of current will be from A to B. The direction of induced current is from A to B. This wire is passing from the inside this S1, so it is not in contact with S1. So in first half cycle current is coming from S2. Okay, moving like current is coming like this. It means coming from S2 coil and then S1 and then load resistance. So in first half cycle, what is the direction of current? S2 coil then S1. It means from S2 to S1. Okay, in first half cycle. Look students, when AB portion comes at that side, when it rotates half, look, AB side come at that side, okay, and CD that move in downward direction and come at that side, this is CD. When it take half rotation, BA that come at that side and CD comes at that side. Now students, again you will find the direction of current in second half cycle. Look, this arrow is representing direction of magnetic field, okay, and now this time CD will move in upward direction. So this is direction of force. Now see, this is the direction of current. So this time the direction of current is from D to C in second half cycle. D to C, look at D to C. Understood? So see, when the current move from D to C in second half cycle, it is moving from B to A. What was the direction of current in first half cycle? A to B. What is the direction of current in second half cycle? B to A. So it is an alternating current. Current is changing its direction in every half cycle. In first half cycle, the direction of current was from A to B. In second half cycle, the direction of current from B to A. This is an alternating current. So you get at output load resistance alternating current. Okay, plus minus. And in the first half cycle, look at the direction of current was. Now students will find the value of induced EMF. Okay, in that circuit. So look students, I'm going to applying when the passing flux through the coil will change. Then I'm going to applying Faraday's second law. That is E equals to minus d phi by dt. The rate of change in magnetic flux always equals to induced EMF, and minus sign shows that induced EMF will oppose the change in flux. Okay, and what is magnetic flux? That is B dot A, and N for n number of turns. B dot A. When you remove dot, there comes cos theta. Theta replaced by omega t, because omega is theta by t, angular velocity. Okay, and theta will come as omega t. So now when you remove dot, there comes cos theta, and as theta will write omega t. Number of turns, magnetic field, area of coil is constant, come outside from differentiation, and d by dt of cos omega t. Difference to cos omega t is what? Minus sin omega t, and the omega is constant with this variable that comes in multiplication. I applied the formula d by dx of cos ax. So minus a sin ax, that I applied. Now students, minus plus nba omega sin omega t. Look students, here and number of turns constant, applied magnetic field is constant, area of coil is also constant, and by the law of conservation of angular momentum, omega is also constant. That we assume is E naught. Okay, that is called peak voltage. That is called peak voltage or maximum voltage. Okay, so nba omega will convert into E naught. That is called peak EMF, peak voltage. So you get E equals to E naught sin omega t. That is the value of alternating voltage. Now students, for alternating current, we write the formula I equals to E by R. Okay, I as it is, what is the EMF, induced EMF that we found? E naught sin omega t, alternating EMF, and R as it is resistance. Look students, E naught by R, that become I naught. E naught is the peak EMF, R is resistance, it become peak current I naught, and sin omega t. So as the alternating current will get I equals to I naught sin omega t. This is the value of alternating current.